No! No! No!
Hello there everyone, Bart here, and welcome to the event of Sulli-Ween. It's the month of Halloween again, and I'll be starting off with a movie review of the fourth and possibly final film in the franchise. From where I said the first film was a really enjoyable one, the following sequels were mainly okay by my taste. And with them being 45 minutes long, which doesn't count for a feature film. But hey, Disney released Saludos Amigos in theaters as a movie, and that one was 45 minutes long. But will this one hold a candle to the first film, or will it be like the two sequels? Well, let's find out with Alpha and Omega, The Legend of the Sawtooth Cave. Or Alpha and Omega 4, The Legend of the Sawtooth Cave. The Omegas, which include Humphrey, Lily, and Runt, go on a field trip into the Shadow Forest, which was said to be haunted. And they soon see Sawtooth Cave, where Runt gets scared of a ghost. But after listening to Tony's story of how he went into the cave, Runt wants to know more about what's in there. And when finding it as a blind female wolf named Daria, Runt does whatever he can to help her out of the cave and back to her pack. Now at first, I was going to treat this like the second and third film, but after watching it, I actually find it to be better than the previous two films. But it's not on par with the first film. And why is that? Well, the animation is more like the first film, but a little more detailed. The fur texture really stands out, even in the dark. The running and walking have smoother movements, and the characters' expressions are quite believable. Although Kate's bug-eyed and crazy looks are a little bit much. But there's only one problem with it, and it's kind of technical. Whenever a shot ends, it holds the last frame for a second before cutting to the next shot. And it's a minor flaw, but it happens quite a few times, and it becomes bothersome. Something like that works for hand-drawn animation, especially for television, when making a joke or to let the scene sink in. But when it's done in computer animation, it makes it look like time has frozen because CG makes the animation constantly flowing and moving. Yet, this just makes it pretty awkward. Okay, so the animation is comparable to the first film, but does the story and characters work on the same level? Not quite. They're along the same line as the third film, with an okay cast of new characters and an okay storyline. Tony's story of how he first came to the Sawtooth Cave is a nice one. Having to see him as a young wolf is good, as well as confusing a squirrel for a deer, which might be part of his early development skills in hunting. The blind wolf Daria had a backstory in which her mother hides her pup in the bushes of Shadow Forest, only to be taken in by a porcupine named Floyd, who takes care of her. And that's fine, though it's never mentioned what the alpha wolves would do to a blind wolf. Do they kill them, eat them, or exile them? It's not quite clear enough, even when one alpha male is slowly approaching Daria, in the past and present time. And though the film never states what the ghost is, just based on the flashbacks, it's pretty obvious who it is. I know who it is and I'm not going to say it, but with the build-up and mystery surrounding the ghost throughout the film, I already found out after Daria's backstory. And it's not bad, it's kind of interesting. And the ending is very abrupt, for the Western Wolves help Daria and bring her in as part of their pack. And it just ends. We don't see Daria meet the other wolves, and I would very much like to see that, than a shot of the forest. And while the characters from the previous films range from good to okay, the new characters are within the okay range too. Daria is okay as a blind wolf, though there are a few times when it feels like she can see because of the direction she's looking or how she's feeling around. Floyd is okay as well, doing little karate moves here and there. The two female porcupines, named Frida and Fran, are okay, but showing the stereotypical Valley Girl stuff. Always never caring about the world and always agreeing with each other and always using words such as like and yeah. And yet the film literally calls them Valley Girls. The two male alphas, Lyle and Link, are again okay, having to be friends with Tony since their first adventure to the Sawtooth Cave. And that's pretty much it. Every one of the new characters are okay. There's nothing much to them outside of 1 or 2 developments. Now again, like my reviews of Alpha and Omega 2 and 3, there's not much photographs of the actors doing the voices, so let's get into my final thoughts. As a whole, this movie is a good successor to the first film, but not by much. The characters are quite okay, the story is, again, quite okay, but the animation is better than the previous 2 films. Director Richard Rich did make a quite decent enough sequel that is more well done than Holiday Adventure and Great Wolf Games. And though the story and new characters are fairly developed, it's the animation that made it worth watching, even though there's only one flaw. But if I were to put these films in order, I would say this would be second, followed by Holiday Adventure, then Great Wolf Games. And the first film will always be first in line. So frankly, the whole film is good, but just barely. Which means that today, this movie will be given a rating of 2.5 plus stars. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook or Twitter. And tune in next Wednesday for more of Sulli-Ween. But will this next one hold a candle to the first film, or will it be like the 2 sequels? Well, let's find out with Alpha and Omega. No,